Hola, bienvenidos a la asesoría virtual de la etapa 4 de Inglés Progresivo 2. En esta etapa vamos a ver diferentes formas de expresar el futuro. Una de ellas es usando el presente progresivo, además de going to, will y el futuro progresivo. Esperamos estos temas sean de tu ayuda. Let's start with the lesson 1. Who is arriving soon? In the superwords, we are going to see verbs plus ing. You can follow the activities on page 154 and 55 in your Go Strong book. In the first activity, you need to spell the verb plus the ing. So you need to change it from the base form to the ing. And remember that in the first rule is when you have the verb and it's going to finish with E, so you need to erase it and you are going to add the ing, like in this example. Drive. It finishes this one finishes in E, so you need to erase it and you change it for ing. In the second rule says that you just add the ing, like here, play plus the ing. In the next rule that says that when you have a vowel and a consonant in the ending, you need to double the consonant. So you need to write it twice plus the ing, like this one. Stop. So you have the vowel and consonant. This consonant, you use it twice. I'm gonna give you some time for you to analyze them. So you need to write the answer. I'm gonna show you now the answers. In the first section, we have deciding, writing, having, giving. All of them, you need to erase the E. In the second part, you have eating, watching, waiting, staying. In the last part, you have running, cutting, hitting. So you need to double the consonant. This is the next topic, present progressive. It is going to be used to talk about fixed plans in the future. So when you have an arrangement, an appointment, something that is sure that you're going to do it. The things that you need to remember is that according to the subject is the be you're going to use. So you're going to use the present progressive to express a future form. So this part will be according to the subjects I am, or the negative form I'm not, you are or you aren't, he, she, it is or isn't, and the plurals we, you, they are or they aren't. Followed by the ing form, so remember the 3 rules we mentioned, and you finish with the complement. Like in the example given, I'm playing soccer next Sunday. The negative form will be I'm not playing soccer next Sunday. And as you can see in the examples, we are changing for the third person, she is. You continue using the ing form. In the negative form, you have the third person, isn't, plus the ing. And the last part, the plurals, they are buying. So the negative form will be they aren't buying a car tomorrow. You have an activity, grammar practice. In these ones, you need to say what these people are doing this weekend. So it's a fixed plan. The first one, obviously, you have a plural form. What are they doing? So it's related to the car this weekend. They are washing. The second part, you have he. So he, basketball this weekend. He is playing. The next one, you have somebody that is doing the action. I, the clothes this weekend. So when you're using this electronic device, I am ironing the clothes. The last one, this is pretty common. She is cooking dinner this weekend. So the most important thing here is paying attention to the subject to know what is the be you're gonna use. and remembering the ing endings. In lesson 2, you have, are you going to go out tonight? In the super word section, you're going to use future plans, and you have the information on page 156 and 57. Well, in this activity, you need to organize the future plans. So you need to put them in sequence according to the one you like the most. So the number 1 will be the one you like the most. Obviously, the answers, they can vary because we have different points of views. So I'm gonna give you my opinion about this. For me, the number 1 will be visiting my parents. So I like being and spending time with my family. Relaxing in the house, so obviously if you are with the family, the most common thing will be staying there, right? Go to the beach, because I like this kind of places. Go to a party. Number 5, eat out in a foreign restaurant, so I like to try different kind of food. 6, visiting museums, so I like history, these kind of things. Do some shopping. Go fishing, so I'm not like that kind of person. 9, go to bed early. And the last one will be go to a basketball match, so I prefer soccer. The next topic is called going to. This is a different kind of future form. The use is going to be different, like in here you have. It is used to talk about intentions you have in the future, so this is not something sure like in the previous one. This is something that you want to do, you have the intention to do it, but it is not sure that you are going to perform it. In here, you're going to continue using be as you have. It depends on the subject. I am, the negative form, the third person and plural form. But instead of using the ing, you need to use going to plus the base form of the verb. Remember that the base form will be the natural form of the verb without anything. And you finish using the complement. Like in this example, I am going to do the homework. So you have the intention of doing the homework, but if something happens, maybe you don't do it. So that's why it's an intention only. Negative form of this will be I am, so negative changes for I'm not. And you continue using the same structure later on. The third person is going to change she is, isn't, and plural form. Going your own way. Now is your turn to decide if it's a fixed plan in the future or just an intention. First one says, when Leo arrives in Boston, he is, you have a beginning and you have an ending. So you need to remember which is the one that is using the base form of the main verb. The answer will be, when Leo arrives in Boston, he is going to hire a car at the airport. So this is an intention. In the evening, having dinner with his parents at their home. This is a plan, and you have an ing. He is. Next Tuesday, his old friend Pete, for a meal. Is meeting. This is a fixed plan. On Wednesday, the whole family to spend a couple of days with relatives in Canada. You have to spend. So this is a clue for you. Is going. So this is an intention. On Saturday, Leo back to Australia. Have the base form. Is going. In this one, I want to mention something. When you are going to use the verb go with going to, in some of the cases you can omit for not being like kind of repetitive. So it will sound like is going to go, so more, it's like kind of repetitive. So you can omit it and you can leave it like that. Then you have some sentences that you need to complete. We use the, so you need the name, present progressive or be going to talk about fixed plans in the future. Present progressive. We use to talk about intentions in the future, be going to. Lesson 3, what will you buy in that store? In the superwords, again you have the future plans, but on page 158 and 59. In this activity, you have vocabulary related to department store. You need to match the columns. So you have objects and you need to mention the usage. So this will be the vocabulary with the definition. Number 1 says, high share, often without a pack. Which one do you think it is? Stool. Second one, used for cooking and baking food. Kitchen range. 3. Service that puts a border around pictures. Framing. So this is the service because the object will be framed. Number 4, something that produces toast bread. So this is related to food, toaster. 5, ceremony where two people get married. Wedding. Moving stairs. So when you don't want to use the stairs, the normal stairs, and you either want to use, well, you don't want to use the elevator, you're gonna use escalators. And the last one, tool or electrical instruments, appliance. The next topic is will. This is the next kind of future, and the use says that you're gonna use it to talk about actions in the future or predictions. So up to this point we have the first one, that is present progressive for fixed plans. You have be going to use it to express intentions, and you're gonna use will when you have actions in the future and predictions. This is kind of simple because you're gonna use with all the subjects will when you have an affirmative sentence. This will be the contraction form, the double L. When you have a negative form, again, it doesn't matter the subject, you're gonna use will not or the contraction form won't. Just remember that willn't doesn't exist. So you need to use won't or will not, followed by the base form and the complement. You have an example that says, you will see small kitchen items on the left. So as you can see, you have the auxiliary will plus the base form. But in negative form, you have won't. You won't find any books here. You have a second example. It will rain tomorrow. So this is a prediction. Or it won't be sunny tomorrow. The next activity is grammar practice. You need to look at the photos and predict what these people will or won't buy. In the first one you have Gordon. He's an athlete, so he enjoys swimming the whole time. And in the sentence you have Gordon, a pad. This is a pad. You use it when you have long trips to sleep a little bit. So do you think that Gordon will or won't buy it? So won't. James, he is a traveler. As you can see, he enjoys going to different places to meet and know different culture and people. And you have a pair of goggles, these ones, the ones you use to swim. So won't buy. Richard. Richard is a singer. And you have a microphone. So Richard will buy a microphone. Then you have a Georgie. Georgie is a carpenter. You have some screws. These are screws. Will buy. Obviously, this person is gonna need them. The lesson 4 you have, will you go there too? In the super words, you have a shopping list. You have vocabulary related to that. On page 160 and 61, you can follow the activities. And the first topic is using going to. You're gonna use them to talk about plans for the future, as we mentioned. You have the subject. You have be, according to the subject is the be, affirmative or negative, followed by going to, the base form, and the complement. So you have, I'm going to buy some eggs for the cake. So this is a plan that you have. You can also use going to not only for intentions, but also for plans that you have, something that is more formal. And the negative form will be just negating be. I'm not. In this grammar practice, you have a shopping list with different items, and you need to write sentences like these ones using going to. Anton is going to buy eggs because he and his wife, Paula, are going to have pancakes tomorrow. So he has the intention of doing this because he has this plan. And in this sentence, you're using two uses. So you need to write your sentences here. This will be an example. Anton is going to buy tennis balls like this because he and his wife Paula are going to play tennis tomorrow. So you need to mention an object that you have here in the shopping list, and you need to invent a plant that combines with that action. Lesson 5. Will planes be flying without pilots in 50 years? In the superword section, you have plans and predictions on page 162 and 63. In here, you have a combined tense. You have the future progressive versus the simple future. The future progressive, you're gonna use it to talk about actions in progress in the future. So this is something that is gonna happen in the future, but it's gonna be in a progress. It's going to be happening in a period of time. To use this, you're gonna have the subject, and again, it doesn't matter the subject, you're gonna use will for the affirmative sentence, and negative for you have will not or won't. In this one, in the future progressive, you need to use be. Just be. This is the one that you're gonna use it the whole time. You cannot forget this. Followed by the ing form, plus a complement. An example will be, tomorrow at 4 p.m. So this is something that is gonna happen later on. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. you will be doing your homework. It's something that is gonna happen in a period of time, but in the future. You have a negative example. This time next week, you won't be traveling to Cancun. So don't forget to include be and the ing form. Grammar practice, so you need to write your own sentences. Obviously, the options, they can be like different. So you need to complete the following sentence so that they are true for you. Future progressive, using will plus be plus ing. And in the simple future, you use will and the base form. So for you to complete them, in 5 hours time, this time next week, on Saturday night, an hour after I get up tomorrow, at 7 on Sunday morning, tomorrow, next week, on the 1st of January, in 3 days. Lesson 6. What will you be doing this Saturday at 5? Support words, work activities on page 164 and 65. The next activity is grammar practice. Look at the photos and predict what these people will or won't be doing. In the question number 1 you have, what will Carla be doing tomorrow at 3? So this is Carla. So you need to start using the subject. As you have Carla, you need to start using she. You continue with will. Don't forget to use be. Then you have the main verb, cooking. Carla will be cooking tomorrow at 3. Second question you have, what will Carlos be doing tomorrow at 3 o'clock? So this can be something related to school. Carlos will be studying tomorrow at 3. The number 3. What will Kevin be doing tomorrow at 3? Kevin will be fixing his car. Number 4. This is related to nature. And this is related to the object. What will Alan be doing tomorrow? Alan will be planting flowers tomorrow. With this, we finish the content, and we're going to continue mentioning the homework you need to do by your own. You need to answer in your learning guide the dimension 1, 2, and 3. So there you have the pages. In your Go Strong book, you need to answer the self-study 1 to self-study 6. And you have the pages also for you to follow the activities and practice what we mentioned in this video. Don't forget to work with the Nexus evidence. So this evidence is going to be in Teams, in Nexus Teams, and it's going to be a written report. In this activity, you will continue with the next phase of your toy game prototype. You need to describe how it works. Remember to take some photos to illustrate the work. So in this, you need to mention the rules, if it's going to be in teams, how many teams, so everything that you need to explain to play it, to use it. At the end, you're going to type it in a Word document and you're going to upload it to Nexus platform. So you need to be checking the time and format. To conclude with this semester, you're going to be working with the PIA. This is going to be in Teams, so this is teamwork. And you need to follow Microsoft Teams. Remember that you need to be taking classes through this system, through the computer. And they are going to mention the instructions and some information related to this PIA in that platform. At the end, obviously, you need to type it in a Word document to upload it to Nexus platform. Y este sería todo el contenido de la etapa 4. Solo para retomar los temas. El presente progresivo se utiliza para planes ya agendados. El going to se utiliza para intenciones. El will para predicciones y el futuro progresivo se utiliza para acciones que ocurren en el futuro, pero en un periodo de tiempo. Esperamos esta información haya sido de tu agrado para resolver las dudas que tengas. Nos vemos en Microsoft Teams para brindarte información acerca de tu producto integrador de aprendizaje. Gracias.